Okay, so Nano Banana Pro is officially here, and it's changing every rule book for AI image generation out there. I'm talking about stuff that was just flat out impossible before this. Number one, multi-object stitching. You can now give it like 14 different reference images, say watches, bags, shoes, and it blends them into one super coherent scene. Number two, native grounding with Google search. Seriously, imagine generating images that actually know what's happening right now and can instantly reflect real-time data or live weather. That's like really powerful. Number three, Next-Gen OCR. Text rendering is finally really good. No more misspelled labels or badges. Number four, localization. Need to translate your visual assets for the whole globe? It does it instantly. And number five is true reasoning. It has got this thinking mode where it figures out the spatial logic before it even starts drawing anything. This is really mind-blowing. But here's the thing, if you want this to actually matter, you need to create some serious business value. And that's exactly why you will need to use this combined with a workflow tool like N8N. So today, I'm going to walk you through how to build a completely automated asset factory in N8N that uses all of these 5 amazing new features to completely revamp your business workflows. Alright, so this entire demonstration is a combination of this particular UI, which triggers this particular N8N workflow depending on the scenario that we have, right? So let's go through the UI first, and then for each scenario, we will go back and look into the N8N workflow that's get triggered. Now, let's look at grounding first, which I find it super interesting because this is for the first time an image model is actually grounded with Google search data. All right, so the first thing it is asking is the N8N webhook URL. I'm going to explain that in a second. Then it is asking for the Gemini API key, which we are going to get from the Google AI Studio. So I'm going to paste that. And then it is asking the image, the subject's image. So I'm just going to upload my own image over here, which you can see here. And then the target location, I'm going to just put Sydney. And then the contrast location, let me just put Chicago, because I know that these two cities have different sort of weather right now, right? So what I'm really trying to do here is, because it says that it is grounded with Google search data, which is in real time, I want to create like a contrasting image where I am being situated in both the cities in one single image at the same time. And then I also want it to reflect the actual weather condition. So that's what I want it to do, right? Once I have the right kind of instructions here, then I'm going to click on send to factory. And before that, what I need to do is I need to activate my workflow. And I'm going to come back and explain what this workflow is all about. And then I'm going to click on send to factory. So now it says that payload is transmitted and it has gone to this particular workflow. So it has received this. You can see all this has come from the stuff which we just provided. And now it is calling the Gemini API, which is over here, right? That is what it is doing. It is taking the API key that we had given. And this is where I provided some of the JSON where I'm explaining what I want. And it is using the Google search data to find the exact current time and stuff like that, right? So there you go. It has done its job. Now, one other thing that you might be thinking that, hey, like, why didn't we use the Gemini directly, the Gemini node here, right? So let's go and check it out. So if you click on Gemini node here, and there is an option to generate an image. So I wanted to actually use that, but then when I looked at the models, I did not see the Nano Banana Pro model. I'm hoping that this will come very soon. So that is why I had to go ahead and use the HTTPS one, where I had to go ahead and provide the post method here from the documentation here, right? So these are all the different things that are available. And then this was the one where I provided grounded with Google search post method. And so this is exactly the API that I've used over here. So what happens is here, it will produce an output, which is actually in the form of base64. And because we want it to be automatically uploaded in our Google Drive, we need to then do a conversion from base64 to this, right? So I did that, and here it has taken that particular input and now it has converted it. So I could have downloaded it, but then what I did was I uploaded it directly to my Google Drive, right? That's where it has created this scenario. So it is this particular time right now. So let's click on this and see. So there you go. Sydney, it is 27 degrees centigrade, and Chicago, it is -1. And let's look at the weather right now. So in Chicago, it is -1. And in Sydney, it is 27 degrees centigrade. So it is perfect. And this is exactly what I wanted to test out, whether it is able to actually produce. And it has also done a wonderful job where it has also created the clothing and the attire according to the temperature. Pretty fantastic. So scenario number 1 passed. All right, so now let's look at stitching. Stitching is a very interesting one, which has come with the new Nano Pro, where you have the ability to combine up to 14 different objects, where you can have up to 5 different human references and up to 6 different object references, right? Which is pretty cool. So What I'm going to do here is I'm going to upload an image of mine first with certain objects. So I'm just going to start with one, and then here I'm just going to upload certain objects. So these are the 4 different objects that I've uploaded. And as usual here, I'm going to provide the link to this webhook and then the API key that I had from before, right? So I'm just going to add that here. And then what needs to happen is this will again trigger, and I'm going to execute the workflow so that it basically will wait for the call from Google AI Studio so that I can send it. It has done its job. It has transmitted it. So let's go to, and you can see that it has started working here, right? So this is the same workflow that I have created, exactly the same API here. And in this case, it is combining one image of human and then 4 different objects. And let's see what it comes back with, right? So it is now uploading the file in my Google Drive. So let me just refresh it. And there you go. So it has just created this stitching one. So this is perfect, right? So I wanted this watch, this particular jacket in this particular yacht with this particular sunglasses, which is exactly what I had uploaded, right? So this was my image. These were the 4 things which I had added, right? So that's pretty fantastic. Now what I want to do is, let's say that I just want to have maybe the yacht again. And at this time, I want to have another person with me in the yacht, right? I have this image of a beautiful lady, which I'm going to add here and see if I'm able to combine this with me, right? So let's see what it comes back with. So again, I know I've started the process here and now it is doing the same thing, and it is going to convert that into a file and then upload it. So what I'm trying to show here is a combination of multiple things, right? So like I first showed one human with multiple objects. Now I'm going to show 2 humans with multiple objects, and then I will also show you another interesting one, and we'll see the end result in a second. All right, so let's see what it has come back with. And there you go. It has combined both of us over here. It just looks like we were just there. So that's pretty fantastic. And you're able to see that it has actually put the sunglasses on both of us, which is pretty cool here. So these were the 2 images. This was the yacht and this was this. Now, what I want to do is add one more complexity. Now I want to add another set of images here, which are a combination of animation and an astronaut, right? So let's see if it is able to do that right now. So it'll be a fun experiment where we will see humans and then cartoon and an astronaut in a completely different suit. Will it all work together or not? All right, so I just click on the transmit button and we'll see the workflow at N8N is running now, and it should be combining all of those different things, which has 2 humans and then 1 cartoon and then 1 astronaut in a suit and then different objects, right? So a total of 6 different things. And let's see, what kind of creativity it shows when it combines all of this together. It'll be definitely a fun one to see. All right, so it is done, and let's go to our folder here, and there you go. So I believe this is the one. And this is fantastic. You can see all different people. I'm wearing the glasses, and this is the animation one. This is the beautiful lady, and then this is the astronaut, right? So just try to do a really good job in getting everything together, and everybody's on a yacht. This is really good. So yeah, it has definitely passed the test of stitching as well. Okay. Now we move to the next one, which is OCR, which is more around really checking out if it is able to generate images where proper text rendering is done, right? So the use case here is if you want to generate like at massive scale, let's say that there's a conference or something of that sort, and you want to generate like at a massive scale the ID cards, can you go ahead and do that? So again, we'll do the same thing. We'll use my image here as the reference image, and then we'll go through this particular scenario and we'll take the webhooks URL, provide this over here, go to AI Studio, take the Gemini API key, and then just going to provide my name here. And then I'm just going to say AI expert. I'm just going to say universal, and we will just send this as a link, as an input to my N8N, right? Again, I'll do the same thing where I'm just going to start the workflow so that it is starting to listen. We'll just send it, right? So it is transmitting and then it has completed. So we go back and look at this. So again, it has started the workflow here. And the idea is it should be able to create like an instant ID card. And it's really to showcase the power of text generation on an image, right? Which has been a bit challenging before because it'll do a lot of spelling mistakes and stuff like that. But now with Nano Banana Pro, it seems that we have overcome that limitation. So that's the idea to show here, right? So it seems that it has run And you can also see that it's like incredibly fast, right? Let's see, it'll show up over here and that's the scenario. And oh my God, yeah, this is fantastic. You can see here, AI expert at Universal, and it has really created me in a nice suit. So I'm really pleased with this. So that is another scenario complete. Now let's move to the localization. Okay, so the next scenario we're going to go through is localization. And the idea of localization is to convert something which is in the image in a different language to a completely different language of your choice. For example, here I have the image where I am holding something which says summer sale in English. And then what I'm really doing is asking my AI to convert this into Spanish. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start executing so that it is going to listen in, and I'm going to send this there. And as soon as I do that, it basically triggers the job. And then what it is going to do is it's going to generate this particular image, but now the image will be in Spanish. So let's go ahead and look at this. And there you go. So here you have the scenario for image, which is now generated in Spanish. So this is the localization for you. So let's go through really quickly the end workflow itself, right? So for each one of the scenario, you can see that it's pretty much the same set, right? I have got a webhook which is linked to my UI. This webhook could be in a form or wherever you're providing some sort of an input. We're only doing this because we want to automate this entire process and run this at scale. So you could create like multiple images and do a loop as well. And then the second one is the actual HTTP call. And I explained why we have to use this. I'm hoping that very quickly N8N will have the Gemini Nano Banana Pro node, and then we can avoid this. But then like for each one of this, what I did was I provided this JSON, right? In the JSON, all I'm doing is I'm basically writing something in English where I'm saying that, okay, use Google search to find the exact current time, weather and location for the location which is specified here. So if I go to grounding, this is a target location that I've specified. This gets passed as an input from here. If I execute the previous node, it'll show up here. And then it basically takes all of those as an input and then passes it on as an output, right? So in the JSON, what I'm really doing is writing something in English where I'm saying use Google search to find the exact current time and weather location for this particular input. And the input is actually coming from here where I'm specifying the target location and the contrast location. The idea is here, if you look at the actual documentation, this is where they've provided the grounding for Google search as an option. And this is the exact API that I'm using behind the scenes, right? So the Google search grounding is built in, so it will automatically understand. And here you can see in this example, they're saying that visualize the current weather forecast for the next 5 days in San Francisco. Because the grounding is built in, it is able to do that. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do over here as well, because I know that Google search grounding is built in. I'm simply asking it in this particular format, and it is able to generate that for me. Now, pretty much the same thing in other JSONs as well. For example, here, I'm again like asking something in English in my JSON, where I'm saying that create a generative photorealistic photograph of this. Then because there is this OCR capability, I'm able to do this. Now, I did not code this, and I used AI Studio to help me with this as well, right? So you can absolutely do that. Basically ask it to refer to this particular documentation and help it to create something that can be used as an input in the HTTPS node in N8N, and you will have all of these scenarios as well. Okay. So that was the process that I followed for all of these 4 scenarios. And I'm happy to share these JSON. If you guys are interested, please do let me know in the comment section if you guys are interested in the JSON, and I'll share that. So that was the workflow I wanted to take you guys in this video. You saw some really powerful features of the Nano Banana Pro model. And then you also saw how you can integrate it into N8N directly so that you can automate this entire process and run it at a massive scale. I'm sure this has ignited some interesting ideas. Please do share those ideas with me as well. And if this video added some value to you, please do hit that like button and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you once again for your time, and I will see you in the next one.